Hi, and welcome back to part 4 of our video series on how to jazz up your eBay listing and get more hits. This is being brought to you by datatechnologyllc.com. So let's go ahead and get started. Today we will try some other SEO techniques to essentially boost your ratings as far as search engines are concerned. Last time we talked a little bit about this using some HTML tags like meta tags and whatnot. So today we will be essentially continuing our discussion. So the one option is to essentially repeat portions of your eBay listing title in your item description. So we looked at one of my items, which was SQL Server 2000 video training. So I will be showing you how to do this. And then another one is to make sure that you also include important keywords in your listing text. So once again, whatever you have in your title, you need to make sure that you're using that in your description and also matching it with the meta keywords that we looked at last time. Another technique is to add a lot of related terms in your description, maybe in a small font size with a color that matches the background. So this is one of those techniques that the user will not really be able to see this, but by doing so you will be helping from a search engine perspective, and we will talk more about this in a little bit. Finally, you can also add related external links to your listing, and this will definitely boost your SEO ranking, getting you more traffic and resulting in more cash. So the idea behind this one is that when the crawlers and the robots are searching for pages, when they find a hyperlink on your page, they essentially go to that link, and if that page is rated higher, this in turn will rate your page higher. So we will see how you can also do that in your eBay listing. So for today's video, I will actually be showing you one of my previous eBay listings, and before I show you this, let us go ahead and search this term on Google. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. It's kind of related to our topic. We essentially have been talking about SQL Server 2000. Now here I'm actually going to go ahead and search on SQL Server 2000 video training. Okay, and I will simply do a Google search. Notice that I'm getting about close to 400,000 hits, and I will just kind of go back or go down this list looking for my eBay listing. I don't see it yet. Now we're up to 21 to 30 pages. Still I do not see it. '31 to 41, I don't see it either. And then finally here, this is the listing that I'm looking at. So this is 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So 45 out of 400,000 hits, that is not bad at all. Interestingly, this is showing up in a different language. I want to say it's German, but I am not quite sure. But so here we have SQL Server 2008 DVD video training. Okay, and this is definitely one of my listings that I use. You'll notice that it actually is showing the two listings I currently have, which is the SQL Server 2000 video that we'll be talking about, and then also I'm selling another one in 2008. So now as far as, like I mentioned, my listing is showing up 44 out of almost 400,000 hits. That's really great. I mean, essentially you are able to find, or somebody that's really looking for this is able to find your eBay listing without even going into eBay. I think that is that's great. Now if we were to dissect my eBay listing a little bit, this is what we will find out. Let's just talk about this and then I will show you where all this stuff is at. We'll find that SQL Server 2008 is repeated 36 times. the term video training is repeated 5 times. And then also look at additional text on the bottom. So let me go back to Google. I'm actually, this time instead of clicking here, I'm going to go ahead and click on the cached version. So the cached page, like it mentions, this is how it appeared on April 20th. The date today is actually 25th. But the nice thing about this is that it actually went ahead and highlighted all the terms. So these 5 words are the ones we're looking at. Now if you scroll down and look at my listing a little bit, notice that it went ahead and highlighted all these terms that I'm using. And like I mentioned in the PowerPoint slide, I am using the term SQL Server 2008 a lot in my listing. And the idea behind this is that when the search engines are going through a page, they essentially want to see how often that term is repeated. The idea is that if there's a page that talks a lot about SQL Server 2008, possibly it's a important page, and if it is an important page, it will rank it a lot higher. And one thing that made it a little bit easier in my case is that I'm talking about video training, and as I talk about these lessons, I obviously am able to mention SQL Server 2008, and this training session will do this, and this session will do this. And notice that in addition to SQL Server 2008, I'm also using terms video training, video, a lot of these other related terms. And now towards the end of this listing, this is actually what I wanted to show you. And I'm going to actually go ahead and change the zooming a little bit higher so you can kind of see this a little bit better. See all these terms that I have on the bottom. Some of these you can't even see because they're in yellow, but it highlighted the important ones. And what I'm doing here is I'm just essentially trying different combinations. You know, instead of saying SQL Server training, I'm saying training SQL Server, or I'm using some of the other. Let me go to the right a little bit here. So SQL Server video training, I'm using video training. So you kind of essentially what you're trying to do are different combinations of the term. So the idea is that if a person who's interested in this product, they're going to use different word order, you should still be able to pick this up. Okay, let me go ahead and switch back to 100%. So this listing, again, if I go way to the bottom, you'll notice that it had more than 100 hits, which is great. I mean, if I can get that on every item that I list, I would be in good business. And then if I were to look at this, which I apologize, it's a different language, but it tells you essentially that there were 3 different people that bought this product, and these are the, I believe, the dates that they made their bids on. So from this listing, I was able to essentially generate $60 using some of these search engine techniques. So one thing it says here is I could have done is added a few related external links, which I did not in this one. And like I mentioned, the idea behind that is that when a search engine crawler comes to this page and it finds a hyperlink, it then goes to that page, and if the secondary page is rated higher, in turn